Hi, I'm Andy and welcome to my channel about crypto. In today's video I want to look at some interesting metaverse projects. I think the current situation in the crypto market overall is presenting some interesting opportunities. So we'll have a look at the market overall and then we'll look at those projects specifically. So let's start with Bitcoin first. So essentially until we can get above the bull market support band, which is currently around 52,000 and it continues going up quite slowly, well, we cannot really expect Bitcoin to have any solid move up. We are trading currently only about 3,000 or 4,000 below that level. So that's something that can easily happen within one day or certainly a couple of days. But what we want to see is Bitcoin above that 52K level, and not just as a one-off, but actually closing above that level a few days in a row. And I think once that happens, we will see a maybe not parabolic move up, but more pronounced move up again. I think the chances of Bitcoin hitting 100K or anything remotely close to that by the end of the year are pretty much none. Well, I suppose everything is possible, but the chances are very, very slim. We may still have some decent move up towards the end of the year if we manage to break above that level, but personally I'm not counting on it. If anything, I'm expecting we may remain range bound around that sort of 50K level for quite a while. And if that happens, well, it's a brilliant opportunity to accumulate more coins, because essentially we won't have a proper altcoin season if Bitcoin is below its bull market support band, even if it's trending sideways. To have an altcoin season, we need Bitcoin to break above it and then trend sideways for a period of time. And yeah, that then creates conditions for altcoin season. But until we are trading below, I think the market sentiment will remain quite bearish. And in fact, if we look at the crypto fear and greed index, we are still very much in the fear territory. We were in extreme fear just a couple of days ago, but for a while now we've been in that extreme fear or fear range, which, as I mentioned in my previous video, is an opportunity to buy. What is quite interesting actually, I think, is the fact that, well, almost 50K Bitcoin or 50K Bitcoin is considered, it's a reason for the market to be fearful, and it's considered bearish. If we zoom back out a bit to roughly this point last year, so that was somewhere mid-December, well, we had Bitcoin trading below or around 20K level just a year ago. And I'm pretty sure that if a year ago someone told you that 50K Bitcoin would be considered bearish, yeah, you probably wouldn't believe it, would you? So I think we are in a very good position overall. And even if we have again something similar to what happened here over the summer, where we had a prolonged period of largely sideways movement, well, it's important to remember that this was roughly at 35K level. Now, even if same thing happens, we're doing this at the 50K level. So overall, we are trending up quite nicely. I mean, that's quite a significant gain in the space of just few months. I know it may not sound impressive for crypto, where you expect those multiplying your investment in a relatively short period of time, but I think it's a very healthy thing for the market overall. I won't be talking much today about ETH, ADA or other large cap coins, because they are all sort of largely trending sideways as well. What I want to focus on is essentially projects I'm interested in at the moment and opportunities that current market situations are creating. We've seen in the last few days that even gaming and metaverse projects started dipping a bit. They were sort of bucking the trend for quite a while. When Bitcoin had that massive dip, a lot of gaming coins actually held up really, really well. We are now seeing a bit more of a correction on many of those. So if you are not already invested in gaming and metaverse related projects, I think it's a brilliant opportunity to do so. I don't really want to repeat myself when it comes to projects such as Polka City, Veracity, Altura, Remark, and so on. I've mentioned them in the last video. They all present really good buying opportunities at the moment. I mean, Remark is slightly higher than the rest, as in holding up a bit stronger, but I think they are all really solid projects. They're all really small market cap projects, 46 million. Altura is like 90 million. Veracity is a bit higher, around 160. Remark is a bit higher as well. But they are all either small market cap or small mid-ish market cap size. So they will, well, nothing is guaranteed, but I really strongly expect them to do multiple X gains over the next few months. A lot of them, I wouldn't be surprised if they do easily 8x, 10x, and so on. Something like, I mean, Veracity, I think that will easily go to over $1 billion. So that's straight away around 6-7x gain. Something like Altura, it should at some point reach 1 billion. So that's over 10x gain, 11x gain from now. Polka City, again at 50 million market cap. It can, to be honest, all it really takes is just one big influencer mentioning it, and that can easily do 2 or 3x. So there are plenty of really solid projects there to invest. Star Atlas, again, it's one of my favorites. This one has slightly larger market cap and it can be a bit more of a long-term project, but I think it's a solid one. It's definitely worth investing in. Its previous all-time high was 26 cents. So I think, well, it should quite comfortably, again, do multiple X gains from here. OVR is another interesting project. And again, it's down a little bit. Small market cap, 72 million. I think all-time high was 333. So this one is not quite as much down, but again, another interesting project to look into. What also helps at the moment is that gas fees are really low. For the last couple of days, I mean, they've been generally low for a few days now, but especially last couple of days, we've seen gas around 30-40 gwei, which is probably about a third of what would be considered a low gas just a couple of weeks ago. So if you're holding back because, I don't know, maybe you just have a smaller amount to invest or you just don't want to pay a lot of gas for, I don't know, either trading on Uniswap or buying NFTs, well, now is definitely a good time to do it because the gas is about as low as it ever gets. There are a couple of other projects I also wanted to mention. One of them is NanoPass, which is an NFT, and that will be minting 2 days from now. So the public sale is set for 11 p.m. EST on December the 16th, so just a couple of days from now. I mentioned this in my recent NFT video last week, so you may want to check that out. I talked a bit more about it, but I think it's another great project in the metaverse space. Sin City is another really cool one. All you need to do is just look at their investors and the sort of backing they have, and it's absolutely immense. I think this project will do really, really well, and you can get it on Binance NFT market. The price been bouncing up and down a little bit. I got into it a couple of days ago around $400. It reached around 600, I think, yesterday. Now it's down again a little bit, but yeah, this project has so much backing that I would definitely consider it. And then another one I wanted to mention is bit.country, and I suggest that you read up about it. They have very comprehensive documentation. I think it's a really interesting project launched on Polkadot, and I don't think there's been much coverage about it so far. They are releasing token, I think, pretty much now, so it will be interesting to see how the token will perform. I would watch this one very close and see what's going to happen. I think it has a lot of potential. Like I said, it hasn't really been covered much, so there's potential chance to get in quite early. So just to sum up this video, the level to look for when it comes to Bitcoin is 52k or around 52k. Essentially, we would like to see Bitcoin establishing itself above that level and setting it as a support. That would then indicate that another move up is likely to happen soon. until Bitcoin reaches that level, we can expect a lot of uncertainty in the market, and prices will probably generally stay quite low. Of course, there is a risk that Bitcoin may dip again, but I think that risk is relatively small, I hope. But just to be on the safe side, you may want to leave some fiat or some stable coins on the side so you can enter at even lower price point. With all that being said, I think the current prices for many projects are really good. And if we look at something, let's say like Altura, in the last few days, it's been trading somewhere between sort of 13 and 16 cents, when its all-time high was 46 cents. If we zoom out a bit, we are here. I mean, you can see how much we've dipped from those levels. So it's a brilliant buying opportunity. And I know a lot of people missed out on this particular coin. And of course, it's not quite as good entry point as it was here, but still it has enormous potential to go up. And this remains true for many other projects. So I think it's definitely a very good moment to invest in metaverse projects. And well, let's be honest, the metaverse has been the buzzword for the last few weeks. It will likely remain true for probably the rest of this market cycle, and in fact it will probably remain a buzzword for the next few years. Everything in the metaverse, gaming, NFT space and overlap of those spaces is, well, maybe not everything, but a lot of projects will likely perform well. You have to be aware that a lot of those projects will be overvalued, and eventually they will probably fail or dip massively because at the moment, they are essentially being pumped up by the hype. But this doesn't change the fact that the solid projects in this space will perform really well, and I think now it's their time to get into it. Because the last thing you want to do is wait for the market to start picking up because you are afraid to enter it now and then enter at, I don't know, 2 or 3 times the current price. You're leaving a lot of potential profits on the table. So overall, even though the market is fearful, I remain bullish. I think it's still a good time to buy into a lot of projects. And I think the only difficulty at the moment is just picking which projects you want to get in, because of course there are so many of them that even if you have a fair amount of cash to put into them, you still probably don't want to spread yourself too thin over too many projects. So yeah, just take your picks and invest in them. I think it's a really good time to do so. Of course, this is just my personal opinion, not a financial advice, and of course you should look into all of those projects yourself and pick the ones that you think have the biggest potential. But I think all of the projects on this list, all the projects we spoke about today, are potentially really solid ones. So that's it from me for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, bye.